Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? All right, let's get back into what's going on into the markets. Man, I've been learning some interesting things the last couple of days, as well as working on a project that's been kicking my tuchus. But I did a 9/11 tribute that I'm pretty happy about. I'm looking forward to seeing the finished product. Hope you guys enjoy it when it comes out. That's a nice little tiny rock right here. What do you guys think? That's pretty big. Anyways, gold and silver. We're going to get back into those, as well as there is one crypto that just keeps going up and up. I don't know what the heck is going on with it. Or not very easy to find, but we'll get into that here in just a moment. Hey, folks, just a quick reminder that back in 2008 and 9, a lot of people lost all of their retirement savings in their 401ks and IRAs because they did not own gold and silver. Yeah, that's right. Gold and silver protects you from a market crash. So do yourself a favor, protect your retirement by purchasing gold and silver. You can go to moneymetals.com, reach out to them, and they will help you set yourself up to protect you and your family from having to start all over from scratch. If you're a first-time buyer and you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and they will send along with your order a free half ounce of silver. So folks, do yourself a favor, head on over to moneymetals.com and protect you and your family from a market crash, as well as inflation. So do go visit our friends over at Money Metals. For those of you looking for my address, it's right here. And as before, you know I have this alternative website. I encourage you guys to go there. There's a lot of information on the RONA. Don't forget to go support our friends over there at Wall Street Silver. They have both a YouTube and a Reddit page. I encourage you guys to go over and subscribe to both. Bitcoin there started to come back a little bit after the El Salvador curse, but I don't know. It's kind of lingering there. It's not really going nowhere. But it seems like somebody was listening to my other video about cryptos, how some of them should be going up and some of them should be going down, and they all shouldn't be going in the same direction at the same time. Because when you go to look on there right now, they are heading in different directions. But Hex just keeps moving up. And it's not easy to get. It's not any of the regular platforms. So it's very interesting. But yeah, definitely it's not KuCoin. It's not on Coinbase. But yeah, very, very interesting. Speaking of, if you guys want to buy cryptocurrencies, I have a link down below you can follow. It'll take you over to Coinbase. You can sign up and start buying cryptocurrencies if you haven't before. XRP is on KuCoins, you guys. People keep asking me, where's the place to buy XRP, Shiba, Veracity? Go to KuCoins. KuCoins, see, it's spelled K-U-C-O-I-N. It's a pretty easy format to use. It's not very hard, actually. So for the most part, most of the cryptocurrencies, as well as gold and silver, have been pretty bland lately. We look like it was going on a run. We know it's all seasons here. What happened? I was expecting coins to make a run, but not yet, obviously. So I'm finding out what's going on with gold. Very interesting story behind it. And silver as well. So we'll get into that here in just a moment. We're talking a little bit about Bitcoin. One of the questions we've all been wondering is, after El Salvador, what is the next country to possibly legalize Bitcoin as legal tender? Well, they talked to the CEO of Grayscale. He said cryptocurrency bulls are loading the decision by El Salvador to become the first country to accept Bitcoin as legal tender. And one Bitcoin fund manager believes other countries in emerging markets around the world could possibly follow suit. That's going to be mass-wide adoption. That's what you guys want. Michael, CEO of Grayscale Investments, the world's largest cryptocurrency fund manager by assets, he's got $32 billion. Good Lord. Spoke with Yahoo Finance Live and speculated where such countries could be located. So he goes on to talk about the ones he's thinking of is Africa, South Asia, parts of South America. So it would be tough to think about which other country besides El Salvador where Bitcoin could serve as a legal tender. Me, it's anybody trying to get out of the grasp of the IMF and the World Bank. These people who are punishing these countries on behalf of the United States. So look for those countries to do something. El Salvador made its U.S. dollar its official currency back in 2001, joining the ranks of 7 similarly situated countries, including El Salvador, Panama, the Republic of Zimbabwe. They don't control their own monetary forces due to the dollar adoption. Dang. However, they are only exposed to inflation, and it pertains to the U.S. dollar, which has avoided double-digit inflation since the 1970s. While they're lying about it now, I'm pretty sure we're up in a double digits. They're just not going to tell you the truth. So many of us have speculated on what country probably be next to adopt it. Again, I have to think that it's any country whose dollar is being smashed down for penalty-wise or for punishment-wise. They're going to try to find a way to get out from under that penalty, get out from under that punishment. And if cryptocurrencies is the trick, that's what they'll most likely do. So you name it. I mean, we talked about it in the last conversation we had, and down in the comments, people were guessing. So I'm curious to see if another country is going to do that. Okay, another reason why I know they're seriously manipulating gold and silver. Look at this, a 4th stimulus check. Another one? Really? Sounds like silver squeeze time to me. The U.S. dollar isn't worth squat. There's so much money out there, it's not even funny. They're trying to figure out how to get the money back, burn it up, and they're over here trying to generate new money, which it's kind of funny they say that considering they actually don't print the money. It's just digital money, which I think violates our Constitution, by the way. So it says many California residents can expect a stimulus payment this month, and millions of families will receive another child tax credit check on September 15th. But could Congress approve more money? We're going to find out. But the fact that they keep generating more money out there like it's candy, the dollar is dead. The only thing they have keeping it alive are the lies. Seriously. Every time you look at the index, the dollar's dying. Then they're like, oh, the dollar gained back strength. How? What'd you do? How'd that happen? Seriously, the market is artificially pumped up. We're in bubbles all over the place. Real estate bubbles, stock bubbles, crypto bubbles. You name it, bond bubbles. So how is it that the dollar is strong? Think supply and demand. If they're making so many of these dollars, how could they even have the value that they claim that it does? It doesn't. This is just a lie. That's why you stay in gold and silver. Gold gains on dollar dip, but hinges on Fed taper cues. That's right. Talk about tapering. I told you guys they spend about $120 billion per month buying assets just to keep the market afloat. Now they're talking about reducing the amount of money they spend on buying assets. Let's see where it goes. It says gold prices inch higher on Friday as the dollar eased slightly, but uncertainty over the U.S. Federal Reserve's next move on unwinding its economic support measures to keep bullions in a relatively tight range. Spot gold rose up 3%. Well, it's been hovering around the 1800 mark for quite some time. I'm going to play a video. You're going to hear a guy talk about the bears are about to give up. That's the people trying to hold it down. People selling short contracts. It's just too much. They're just trying to hold a ball underneath the water. Eventually it's going to pop up. It says lending support to gold. The dollar index was subdued on the day, making bullion more appealing for those holding other currencies. So there's another reason besides the bears trying to hold down the value of gold. They're not going to be able to do much longer. I know we keep saying that, but eventually they have to let it go. And when it does, it's going to go up big time. All right? But there could be another reason. I just found out. I was watching Kitco. This gentleman here, Mr. Lin, is going to talk about what's going on over there in China. Listen to this. We'll critique it.
Glad to see you in person again.
Exactly. This is a wonderful experience. We're doing this finally in person and not over Zoom. You have a very interesting presentation. I want to talk about China first. China is obviously a very big market for not just precious metals, but also base metals. There's many reforms going on that you want to talk to us about that will affect the markets. First, you told me offline that China has banned paper trading for commercial and private investment purposes. Why do they do that?
Right.
Ban paper trading? What does that mean for gold and silver if there's no ETFs? If you can't buy paper gold and paper silver, what does that mean? Paper gold and paper silver is how they manipulate the markets. So what they're saying to their people is, no more paper gold, no more paper silver. If you want gold and silver, you have to go and physically buy it. That's what China is saying. That's very interesting, to say the least. it's probably inconvenient for a lot of rich people, but very convenient for those of us who want to see the manipulation stop. If they do away with the paper market altogether, that'd be nice. But probably more to the fact that we know and he's going to say this, but I already knew this, and that is the gold back yuan is coming out, the digital yuan. That's why they stopped cryptocurrencies. That's why they're not allowing paper trading to happen anymore. They don't want anything competing with the yuan.
Basically, in China, they used to be in the bank account. You just click on that, you can buy gold.
Yeah.
It's paper gold. Okay, it's not real gold, but the bank will hold it for you. So, and you can trade 24 hours a day. So, and very convenient for people, investors to buy gold or silver. They can also buy platinum, buy palladium, buy other things, precious metal. And recently, the bank in China just banned that, just liquidation only. So they don't allow you to trade gold. At least so easily. You have to go to the store to buy a physical gold or something.
Trade any paper gold in China right now? You have to have a license, or what's the?
Not for the ordinary citizen. You cannot just buy from your banking account anymore.
Oh.
You can participate future market, but then you need a special permission and so on. It's a hurdle. It's just not so easy.
When did this happen?
In the past few months, early this year.
So what does this mean? We know China is one of the biggest gold consumers of all countries. So if they start reducing the amount of gold they're purchasing by, well, let me rethink this, because we're just talking about paper gold. That's the only thing that would be reduced. I mean, paper gold is not really dealing with physical. So that's just misleading. So if they're the number one gold consumer in the world, telling people to move from fake paper gold, paper silver, into the real deal, I'm curious to see how that's going to affect the market. It seems to me like it might slow it down, at least paper-wise, that is.
Here, so
It's interesting because China's also, well, nothing new, but China has in the past tried to ban Bitcoin trading. Recently, a couple months ago, they banned mining in their province. Do you think there's a relationship between banning alternative assets like Bitcoin and gold?
It's interesting, but I think the general theme is that China going to have a digital currency, their own currency come out. So they don't want any competition. Yeah. Like the paper gold could be competition for the currency, right? So that's one possibility. Another reason, the main reason I heard is for the risk management. The banks basically don't want to take on those kind of risks. So because what happened was the oil went to negative. Right, a lot of investors, they lost their shirt when the oil went down so much. So the bank actually, at the end, there was a big lawsuit in China. So the bank lost because they didn't warn the investor early enough that the oil could go negative. So,
well, how big is the Chinese retail market for gold? Like, is this banning going to have a significant impact on the gold price, do you think?
Oh, it will be reduce a lot of participate. You know, people who participate those, especially in the bull market, you want to buy gold, they cannot buy so easily. So, and then China is the largest gold consumer in the world. Right. So that's things will.
Yeah, but you're talking apples and oranges. Paper gold, paper silver is not the same as physical gold and physical silver. So if you're trying to tell me that China is the number one consumer of gold based on paper purchases, well, that doesn't make them the number one consumer of gold. I do think they're the number one physical. I was just using it as an example. But yeah, that's crazy. It would seem to me that the physical demand would increase. I might be wrong because, you know, some people are just too lazy. They don't want to walk down to the store. They can buy it over the internet, I guess. Some people don't want to hold that much gold or silver at their place. So I'm curious, what do you guys think? Put down in the comment. If China has outlawed paper gold and paper silver, how do you suppose that's going to affect the gold and silver market? Is it going to help it or is it going to hurt it? We're talking about paper gold and silver, not physical gold and silver. You let me know what you think.
Will slow down gold trading.
Well, let me ask you this, Chen. If you were in China right now and you were an investor and you used to trade gold from your bank account, now you can't do that anymore. You still have the money. What are you going to trade now instead? What's your alternative?
They can supposedly buy the Chinese stock. I don't know.
Well, Chinese stocks have not been doing well either.
Exactly. So I don't. Well, Chinese people have been piling money into real estate, and the real estate right now there is looking like a bubble going to burst. There's certain area.
Are you talking about China or Vancouver?
Maybe Vancouver. Okay. So, but there's many cities, the apartment price started going down. Okay. So when you go down,
China really spread themselves out thin. They were taking advantage when they had, before Trump went in there and screwed them up with the trades. They were rocking and rolling, a lot of manipulation in the markets, a lot of people doing their bidding. They were able to jump by leaps and bounds by stealing our technology. They were devaluing the dollar, so they're making a killing on trades. But now, I mean, they have all these so-called man-made islands, stuff like that. They got like little skirmishes going all over the place. Not to mention when Trump had his trade war, then all of a sudden a lot of big companies left China and moved into other countries. So are they on the verge of being bankrupt? I've heard that for a long time now. That'd be interesting to see what happens. So they're on the verge of bankruptcy. They're on the verge of a possible civil war. They're doing wealth distributions, which is going to piss off a lot of rich people. They no longer allow paper trading anymore. So that means if you want gold and silver, you can't do it through ETF or buy into some pool or anything like that. You have to actually go and buy the physical gold and silver. There's a lot happening in China, that's for sure. But I'm curious to see how it's going to affect the gold market. That's what's got me curious. I mean, where common sense might come in, it isn't going to be common sense. So if they stop the paper trading but force people to buy the actual physical gold and silver, that would put more of a demand on the physical side of it. But what does that mean for rich people? Does that mean they're turned off by buying physical gold and silver? Will they steer away from it since they can't buy paper versions of it? I don't know, but all I know is it's definitely going to affect the markets for both of them. What direction it's going to go into, I have no idea, but it's very interesting to keep an eye on. Let me know what you guys think down below. Anyways, that's it. Hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. And I'll catch you later. I'm out.